You know what's crazy that I found out recently? So pretty much I screenshotted this because I knew something weird was gonna go down. I screenshotted this right when it came out, the day before the fights. Pretty much, if y'all saw the Instagram reel of ESPN MMA, pretty much they did like this thing where they got the classic, boxing game. Or is that like a slap fighting game? I don't know, whatever it is. And they got a bunch of the main event fighters, not main event, like the main card and prelim fighters. Like, they got John Jones, Valentina, Duplessis, Cody Garbrandt, fighters, things like that. They got a bunch of these guys to do like the whole slapping or boxing game. And what I noticed is that the fighters whose their little robot, the heads that didn't come off, those fighters won their fights. But the fighters whose heads did get knocked off, they lost their fights. Now, this only applied to main event to main card fighters, because for the prelims it was completely off. But for the main card it was completely true. John Jones, he kept his head. He won the UFC heavyweight title. Valentina, her head got knocked off. She lost the flyweight title. Grasso, her head stayed on. She won the flyweight title. Now with Jeff Neal, both heads got knocked off. And what I took from that was that fight of the night. Both guys took a beating in that fight. But in the end, he still got his head knocked off, so he lost the fight. I thought that was interesting, but we're going to get into the actual video now. Guys, Chico Weekly, week 9, and we're on actually week 10. But this is the video for week 9. Because look, I was busy just, I already told you guys this. There's so much things going on that it's out of my control. I'm going to do the videos anyway, even if they're late, because I feel like I at least owe that. So, this week, it wasn't a very stacked week. Not a lot of things happened. It was kind of an empty week, honestly. But there were some good fights that still got announced here and there. And I'm going to review the week anyway, even if no fights get announced at all. So we're going to get into it. K. Kirk out. I forgot what his first name was. That's my bad. Loic Radzhabov will fight Esteban Ribovic at UFC 285 on March 4th. This fight already happened. You already know. Radzhabov won, unanimous decision, and I bet against him, but it's all good. It's all good, even if I lost my pick. Also, Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann rescheduled for March 11th for UFC Las Vegas. That's tomorrow. That's by the time I make this video, that's tomorrow. I'm happy about that. I was super bummed out when this fight got canceled. It's something I'm looking forward to a lot. And tomorrow's card is stacked. Tomorrow's card is stacked. I don't care what nobody says. For a fight night, that's a good card. Don't matter what nobody says. Nobody can complain about this. People love to complain about the past cards. Nobody can complain about this weekend's card, bro. It's such a good one. But that's it for Sunday. On Monday, there was one fight that got announced. My bad, I had to burp. One fight that got announced. Oh, that's Alex Pereira. One fight that got announced. And it was, this one already got announced. That's a good fight. That's a really good fight. Where is it? Oh, yeah. The Petros collide on May 6th at UFC 288. A middleweight bout between Andre Petroski and Armin Petrosian is set to take place. Location to be announced. We do have the location now, but it got announced the week after. That's how late this video is. So I'm going to talk about it all in a few days, actually, because that's when the next video will have to come out. So, yeah, that's the only fight there. On Tuesday, the rankings changed. However, since it is the next week, the rankings changed again afterwards. So, I'm going to give you all the updated rankings for that time. At welterweight, Shavkat moved up 1 to Tai Luque at 9th. Michael Chiesa moved up 1 to Tai Magny at 12th. At middleweight, Nasruddin Imavov moved up 1 to number 11. Brennan Allen debuted at number 12. Muniz moved down 2 places to number 13. And Gastelum moved down 2 places to number 15. And that's where, Darren Till got knocked off the rankings, and then he, retired or something like that. He got removed from the roster. Darren Till, or no, he wasn't removed from the roster. He asked for a leave, but he was removed. He asked for a leave, so he's freed from his contracts. He's no longer on the roster. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But he will not be fighting until he gets his whole, his injuries in check. He does have an ACL issue there. He has a lot of things he needs to work on, and it showed in his last fight. But, it is what it is. Take all the time you need. Just don't take them steroids. That's all I ask, man. But Oh wait, I'm not even done with the rankings. That's my bad. Light heavyweight, Volkan Ozdemir moved down one to number 9, and Dustin Jacoby moved up one to tie Khalil Roundtree at 13th place, where they those two actually fought a couple months back, where Roundtree beat Dustin Jacoby by split decision. That's how he entered the rankings. Now they're tied, so I thought that was interesting. Women's pound for pound changed a bit. Juliana Pena moved down one to number 5, which is completely valid. I don't know how she's tied with Nami Yunus, honestly. Manon Fiorot moved up one to number 11. Marina Rodriguez moved down one to number 12. Raquel Pennington moved up one to number 15. Holly Holm moved down one to number 14. And Tatiana Suarez debuted, or not, she was probably there before, but I guess she's now in the rankings, at number 15. Or no, I think she left now because of Grasso. I don't know. I had to check again. But yeah, she was at number 15. She knocked off Ketlin Vieira. I think, Ketlin Vieira got knocked off of the pound for pound rankings. And that was pound for pound. Women's strawweight, Jessica Andrade moved up 2 to number 4. You know how long I've been asking for this. You all know how long I've been asking for justice for Jessica Andrade. She got it last weekend, and that's good news. That is good news. I was very happy when I heard that because, they can try to put Andrade down in one of the weight classes when she fights in another one. You know what I mean? I already talked about this, but it's good that she's up in both now. Well, that's a lie. She did move down in flyweight. Anyways, we're going to move on to, Marina Rodriguez moved down one to number 5. Zhou Yan moved down one to number 6. Tatiana Suarez debuted at number 13 even without even fighting at the weight class. That's how good she is, how hype she is, man. And how important she is for the UFC. Pinheiro moved down one to number 14, and Emily Ducote moved down one to number 15. Women's flyweight Manon Fiorot moved up one to number 1, and Tyler Santos moved down one to number 2. Women's bantamweight, Ketlin Vieira moved up one to tie Holly Holm at 3rd place. Josiane Nunes moved up one to number 4, and Chelsea Chandler debuted at number 15, even though I'm pretty sure she's been in those rankings before, if I do remember correctly. And women's featherweight never gets updated, so that'll stay the same forever. And we're going to move on finally now to Wednesday, where, this is a nice fight, but Doug Radzhabov did get added to the roster on Wednesday. And UFC roster watch explanations, he got us hooked up. 31-year-old lightweight, 16 and 4 with 1 draw, 12 finishes, 7 of which are KOs, TKOs, wins in the PFL and Eagle FC. Former PFL finalist added for his bout against Esteban Ribovic this weekend. He's now 17 and 4 with 1 draw. He did already have his fight, and it was a win, so he's likely gonna stay. My bad in the UFC. Also, this is a pretty good fight. I'm hyped for this fight. It's on a pay-per-view too. This pay-per-view is looking nice, by the way. UFC 288, it's looking good. But yeah, Devin Clark versus Kennedy. I forgot how to say his name. Nzechukwu? I forgot. I honestly forgot. But yeah, UFC 288, May 6th. Doesn't matter if I forgot how to say his name because he's still a good fighter and I'm still hyped for the fight. So that's all that matters to me. Also, I'm telling you, this one also. Luke Rockhold versus Mike Perry is happening for BKFC 41. Also for the co-main event, Eddie Alvarez versus Chad Mendes. Listen, Eddie Alvarez versus Chad Mendes, that's a good fight. That's a pretty fun fight, especially bare knuckle. It's dangerous. It's gonna hurt to watch, but it's still fun. Just the names themselves, it's gonna be a fun fight. But Luke Rockhold on bare knuckle against Mike Perry. Against Mike Perry, who's he's really experienced in bare knuckle fighting. Rockhold's chin has not been the same for a long time. He's taken a lot of beatings from some of the most powerful guys in the division, multiple divisions, middleweight, light heavyweight. Moving up, and bare fist is just not gonna make it better. Luke Rockhold, his retirement was perfect. It was a nice retirement. He didn't get knocked out. He put on a good fight of the night for the fans. People respected him finally. Nobody's making fun of him. Nobody was saying nothing. He didn't get knocked out either. That's just number one, honestly. He put on a good fight against a scary guy like Paulo Costa. And that should have been it. Honestly, it was perfect that way. And the emotion and the commentator, everybody was there for him, man. It was great. It's gonna hurt to watch this fight. Mike Perry's probably going to finish him. And it's not going to be pretty. I hope Luke Rockhold gets out of this fight in good health. I don't mean pulling out. Like, I mean during the fight. I hope do I? Do I really? Let's say the fight happens. Okay, let's say the fight happens. I hope Luke Rockhold doesn't get knocked out. I hope he doesn't take too much damage that'll hurt him in the long run or even in the short run. I hope Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendes put on a hell of a fight, but I hope Luke Rockhold, I hope he's all good after this fight, honestly. Mike Perry, take it easy, man. Take it easy. What am I telling you all about Charles Johnson, man? This guy fights all the time. I think he's fought every month so far. Oh, no, he's not. He's not going to fight in March. He's fighting in April, though. That's still something. Fought in January, fought in February, where he lost split decision. So I think that's why he's taking the extra time to train more, to learn more. And that's a good thing. He's fighting end of April now. He fought end of February last time around. And fighting against Cody Durden, UFC Vegas 72, April 29th. We know this. The April 29th card will be in the Apex now. So it's Vegas 72. And that's it for Wednesday. We're going to move on to Thursday, where the UFC Las Vegas for tomorrow, March 11th, poster got announced. It's a very nice looking poster. I can't lie. It's a good looking poster. I don't know why it says Jan on a 7-fight win streak. They did change that in the new updated posters I've seen. It doesn't say that no more. They took off the win streak stuff completely. But he's not on a 7-fight win streak, sadly. Sadly for a lot of fans. This is the horizontal version. This is the kind of square version that you could put on YouTube polls and shit like that. I don't know. It just kind of like fits the shape. But yeah, that's UFC Las Vegas poster. It's a nice looking poster. It kind of reminds me of Blachowicz versus Rakic. That poster, it kind of reminded me of that. But I like this one a bit more. It reminds me of like them paper shredders. Like you put it into the thingy and it does all those little lines. It reminds me of that, but it's a nice looking poster. I like it. I like the colors and everything. It's nice. Also, on Thursday, Ronnie Yaya will fight Montel Jackson, UFC Vegas 71, April 22nd. That's a good one. This is the UFC 285 bout order. If you want to pause and look at it, this card already happened, so I don't know if you'd want to do that. Go ahead and pause if you want. Also, on Thursday, Manuel Torres will fight Trey Ogden at UFC San Antonio, March 25th. That's a good card as well, man. That's a nice one. On Friday, some good fights got announced. Looky here. Did I really say looky here? I'm in like a cartoon character looking ass. This is a good one. This is happening UFC 288, May 6th. Former champion Jessica Andrade will take on Yan Xiaonan in a matchup between the number 4 and number 6 in the division. This is a good fight, man. This is a good one. Jessica Andrade, she's coming right back. She fought in January and February, now coming back in May. We got like 2 Charles Johnsons right now, or 2 Andrades. Who knows? But they're active, and that's good. That's a good thing, because they're not getting knocked out or nothing like that. So, entertaining fighters. Hell yeah. Keep going as much as you want. But, this is a fun fight either way. Yan Xiaonan won against Mackenzie Dern in her last fight. It was October 1st, 2022. Now coming back, Jessica Andrade's last fight was, a couple weeks back, 2 weeks ago. So, quite a big turnaround there, especially for a submission loss. Not a lot of people come back that quickly. But, yeah, I guess some people are just different. Also, Julian Erosa versus Fernando Padilla. It's happening UFC Vegas 72, April 29th. Julian Erosa in his last fight got knocked out by Alex Caceres, December 17th, 2022. The last fight of 2022. Last card of 2022 on the Canadian Strickland. It was on the main card, actually. That's how Alex Caceres got his number 15 ranking back. Good for him. Not good for Julian Erosa, who... his chin is not very good, so if Fernando Padilla's got power in him, he's got speed and power, he's got nice striking, could be a bad night at the office for Julian Erosa. But on Saturday, I don't have it pulled up. I don't know why I don't have it pulled up. Where's the UFC website? I forgot to pull that up. But listen, John Jones versus Cyril Gane, Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. A new heavyweight champion was crowned, and it was John Jones. John Jones won that fight by first round submission by guillotine just 2 minutes into the fight. Man, that fight was nuts. I already talked about it in my review. If you want to go check that out. There's also you're not gonna expect me to say this. If you didn't watch the fights, if you just don't know anything about this fight, you're not gonna expect me to say this. But there's a new flyweight champion. Her name is Alexa Grasso, and there's 3 Mexican champions in the UFC right now. And you know what? It's time to make UFC Mexico in September. Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja. Grasso versus Shevchenko, the rematch. Volkanovski versus Rodriguez, 3 title fights. Book it. Book all of it, man. That's the one to make. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's the one to make. But that's not it for Saturday because, a pretty big fight got announced too. Look at this one. Jairzinho, Biggie Boy, Rosenstrike will fight Jailton Almeida at a UFC event on May 13th. Now, it's a tough fight for both guys, honestly. Almeida's got heavy wrestling. Rosenstrike's got heavy pressure and a lot of power. A lot of power. I mean, look at he's a big boy. That's literally his nickname. Big is just a big boy. And I think either guy could win this fight if they just implement what they're best at. I think Rosenstrike has the ability to just end the fight on the feet, by a big power punch. Jailton Almeida could also just control the entire thing on the ground. Jailton Almeida, we've seen him control these heavy, fat, big guys at heavyweight with ease, and ground and pound with ease or submission with ease. He does the same thing in all his fights, and he's done it, 4 times, 5 times in a row? Nobody can stop him, not even ranked, not even some top 15 heavyweights like we've seen before. So, his last fight was against Shamil Abdurakhimov. He got cut from the roster after that fight. And I don't know if he got cut. He just got released or something. He's not in the UFC no more. But Jailton Almeida, he took his spot in the rank. He's number 14 now. Rosenstrike, I think, is number 8 or number 9. He's one of those. He's behind Volkov. I know that. And, or no, I think he's behind Sergey Spivak. I mean, I don't know. But he's top 10 still. So it's going to be top 10 versus top 15. Either guy can win this fight. It's still a super fun fight. And that is it for Chico Weekly Week 9. This is February 26th through March 4th. Oh, yeah. Today's Friday, right? So the thing with usually I do my picks. I do my predictions for whatever card is happening that weekend. I do it on Friday. I've been so busy this week. I've been telling you all this. So many things have happened this week that I don't have my picks ready yet. In fact, I haven't done a prediction for any fight. Like, looked into any fighter and done, the prediction for that yet. That's just how much there's been. I just had no time to do this stuff. I'm going to go over it today. I'm going to probably publish the video tomorrow for my Tapology shit, just right before the fights happen. And I'm going to see if I could get some picks, But, yeah, this has been Chico Weekly. Episode 9.